Hey everyone, welcome to Halfway Lake Provincial Park. In this video, we are spending 3 nights here exploring this park and the area. So come along with us and see what we get up to. Halfway Lake was the second park in our 3-park near north camping trip, and it was our first time there. We toured around the park and got out to some nearby attractions, and I'll be sharing our full experience in this video. Halfway Lake is located about an hour northwest of Sudbury, and since we were heading there after our stay at Martin River, it was only about a 2.5-hour drive. Well, we've made it and we are in bear country. There were a couple of signs on our way in, so that's going to be interesting. Hopefully I do see a bear, but from a safe distance.
Yes, and we're hoping we see a moose too. Moose seem to evade us quite a bit.
Yes, we've been trying to see moose for a really long time and just have not been successful. The water station here is actually really great. It's 2 lanes and there are 3 water towers with threaded hoses, and just before it there are 2 dumping stations as well. So I think that's a big thumbs up from us. We always like it when there are 2 lanes. So this one really surprised us when we pulled in. There are a few trailers that were in front of us, but they all go very quickly because the water pressure is pretty good. And now I'm coming to scope out the garbage and recycling. There's a big pull-off area, so you can pull in with your trailer or vehicle. And then they've got the garbage here, which you can get to from the other sides. And that is the only garbage and recycling center for the entire park. There are 2 campgrounds here, Wild Rose Campground, which is where we are on site 79, and there are sites 1 to 85, and all of these are electric. Hawksnest Campground has sites 86 to 221, and there's a combination of electric and non-electric sites in that section. Each campground has its own comfort station, and Hawksnest has 2 comfort stations with showers, whereas Wild Rose only has 1, which is centrally located. This park also offers some backcountry campsites that you can either hike in or paddle into. The park offers 2 canoe routes and 1 long-distance hiking trail, and is ideal for visitors who are beginner backcountry campers. We were staying in the Wild Rose Campground and we were on site 79. At first when we got here, I was like, oh no, maybe I didn't book a site that had power because I couldn't see the pedestal anywhere, but this is why. It's all the way back here. And now that we're all set up and Alan has used an entire bottle of bug spray, it's time to explore the park. The park store here is in a great location. It's easily walkable from our campground, which is Wild Rose, and it's located down by the beach area, so you can walk to it from the beach. They have lots of souvenirs inside. They have scooped ice cream. They have also frozen ice cream bars and popsicles, plus other food items and even some camping essentials. And they also have ice and firewood.
So we headed to the park store, got our sticker, absolutely. And then this bag said, you should totally get this bag. So I totally got it.
It's a $1 surprise candy bag, and if there's one thing you need to know about Alan, it's that gummies are his downfall.
And the bag looks well worth it.
Dinosaur. Ooh.
Well worth $1.
And then there looks like an abandoned field, basically, with what seems to be the amphitheater. And we are approaching the day use area and beach area. Down at the beach and day use area, there is a beach volleyball net, and I'm pretty sure just behind it there is a comfort station, but on the map it says it doesn't have showers or laundry, so I'm gonna go check it out. The comfort stations down here definitely have seen better days. I went into the women's washrooms, and although they were fairly clean, very, very, very dated, so they probably could use a refresh. So no pets are permitted on park beaches at any time. This beach in particular does not allow dogs, but there is a dog beach somewhere in the park. I think it's closer to the Hawksnest Campground. If you have a boat and you want to bring it, it looks like they're just leaving them tied up over here on the other side of the swimming area. And check out how calm this water is. So clear and so beautiful. We're definitely gonna have to have a beach day at this park. The roped off swimming area is massive, and it's about 4 o'clock right now, and there are still tons of people out here enjoying the water. And if you keep walking, you will get to the pet exercise area. We're not quite there yet, but along the way is where you will pick up your rentals if you rent a canoe here. And they also have kayaks. And then you have the playground, which actually looks like quite a large playground. There are swings and a big jungle gym with slides. There's also a second swimming area that's roped off with a nice beach, and it is further down on the path closer to the Hawksnest Campground. And over here is where you will also find the pet exercise area. Regardless of whether you stay in the Hawksnest or Wild Rose Campground, there are so many great sites at this park. As we were walking through the campground, most of the sites were set back and there were plenty of trees surrounding each one, creating division between the campsites. And if you've been following my park tours, you'll know that I love sites like these. You really can't go wrong with any of the sites here. On our walk, we found one of the comfort stations in the Hawksnest Campground, so we're gonna go check it out now. After coming from Martin River, I would say that the Martin River comfort station is much newer and nice. We only have checked out this one here in the Hawksnest Campground. We haven't checked out ours, and the one down at the waterfront was very dated, so I'm sensing a trend here. And just out in front of the comfort station, they do have a board here that has their discovery program listed, so you can check out when they're taking place, listed on the bulletin boards. Throughout the campgrounds, there were vault toilets conveniently located, and both campgrounds also had a few great waterfront sites if you can snag one.
They look new.
Not plumbed. Well, I guess they do have water, but vault, and they do stink. This is the funnest site we've seen all year. They even brought their own palm trees. That's amazing. This comfort station is nicer than the one we saw in the Hawksnest Campground, so I will definitely be using our own comfort station on this trip. For the showers. The showers are better over here. And now I'm going to give you a tour of our site. We are on site 79 in the Wild Rose Campground. We've got the truck blocking the entrance. And then because of where the slide is, we did have to park forward a little bit more so that we had room in the trees to open it. We've got our tent set up at the back and the fire pit. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this site and just how private it is compared to some of the other ones we've had. If I go over here, you can barely see to the site next to us. You can't see anybody over here. And there's nothing behind us either. So those might be perfect bear conditions to see a bear on our site. I kind of hope so, but I also kind of hope not. And now it's time to make something for dinner and sit by the fire. But first, special delivery. Thanks.
Cheers.
Cheers. We had originally planned to stay on the site or at the campground today to do some exploring, but we had a change of plans and now we are heading into Sudbury to look at some of the attractions nearby, hit up a brewery, and then there's also a couple lookout points we wanted to see if maybe we wanted to launch our kayaks there later. So we are going on a little adventure today. Our first stop today is at Fielding Memorial Park. This is a bird sanctuary and was donated for the enjoyment of nature. So we are going to explore the trails and see what it's like here. Right when you walk in, there are tons of benches and seating areas. Plus there is a building here, but I think it's only used for private events. It didn't seem open. We are just approaching the Kelly Lake Trail and I wonder how long it is. 4.5 kilometers and it's moderate. Now, I won't say that this is the most peaceful trail because you can hear the highway pretty loudly beside you, but it is fairly level right now and not too difficult. And plus, there's a bit of shade up there. I'm just walking back to find Ellen. How does it feel to be a Disney princess?
Glorious.
Well, the barrier-free walking trail gets a thumbs up from me because it's nice and leisurely, it has a lot of shade along the path, and there's even a scenic viewpoint where there's a bunch of ducks and geese just hanging out here, plus there's some benches where you can sit and enjoy the view. And what a bonus! On our way back, we heard some waterfalls, and there is another scenic viewpoint here with a picnic table where you can overlook some falls. They're not big falls, but they're still pretty. Our next stop is 46 North Brewery. We ordered some tacos because it's Taco Tuesday here and they have a special on, and a flight so that we could sample some of their beers. We got the last table out here in the patio that's in the shade. Inside is pretty full, so they didn't really have anywhere to sit inside except at a high top table, so that's why we decided to come out here. Plus, it's a beautiful day. Behind me is the largest coin in the world, and you can find this here in Sudbury. This is a replica of a 1951 5-cent Canadian coin. Here we are at the nickel, so this is definitely a fun thing to do if you want a cool photo op and you are in the area. We would recommend coming to stop here.
1000%, it's super awesome, and if you can fit that in your pocket, more power to you.
But it's only 5 cents. Hurry up, this thing is heavy. Next up, we are on a trail. It's the A.Y. Jackson Lookout, and I think it takes us to the Onaping Falls. I'm not really sure how to say that properly, but there's falls, so we're gonna go take a look. This site was inspiration from one of the group of 7, and I can see why, because it is absolutely beautiful. And on our way back, we made a stop to pick up some firewood. It's local. It's right across from Windy Lake Provincial Park, or the road that takes you there. So $10 a bag, and the bags look massive and they are quite dry. So we came down to Windy Lake, and this is the boat launch area. It looks really nice. We have our kayaks with us, so we were thinking about maybe launching them here if it looked good. And since we're here, we decided we had to come check out the beach because we are doing recon for future camping trips. The beach here is absolutely massive. I think it's much bigger than our park's beach too.
I'd say this is bigger than Martin River as well as Halfway Lake. Like, this is maybe both of them combined. All of them combined made it.
Yeah, the beach here is definitely worth it. So if you're looking for a beachy park, this might be a good park for you. We're not really doing a park tour or anything here. We're just looking for ourselves for future. Since we're close, we thought we would pop in, and we need to use the comfort station because there's no clean bathrooms at the trail that we just did. So that's really why we're here.
Might as well gather some intel and enjoy life.
Exactly. Just about 5 minutes up the road is the entrance to the Osprey Heights Trail. This is rated as difficult, and it is 4 kilometers, but it has a beautiful lookout from what we hear over Antrim Lake. Unfortunately, with a difficult rating and 2 to 4 hours to do the trail, we probably will not be doing this one. There's also a warning sign over here, and I've never actually seen this before, saying that this trail is rated as difficult and the following is absolutely necessary when preparing to hike this trail. So if that's not a sign, literally, that we should not do this trail, I don't know what is. But we are not experienced hikers. We have none of that gear really with us right now, and we don't like difficult hikes. So if you do, this might be a good one for you, but it's not a good one for us because we know our limits and we hike within them. That didn't rhyme, but you get what I'm saying. Well, we decided to drive down to see if Lake Antrim would be a good spot to come kayaking, and although it is very pretty here, I don't think it's going to be the best kayaking experience because it's not very big and it doesn't look like there's much to see here. But again, it is very pretty. If you do want to make the treacherous drive down here, that's up to you.
I would not recommend doing it in any sort of car with low ground clearance or anything like that. I'd recommend a truck. I'd recommend something with off-road tires because that was a heck of a drive getting in here.
Well, I feel like I'm 2 for 2 busted here because we can't do the trail and this is not an ideal kayaking location, but we can go check out the boat launch now back at the park and see what there is to do there.
At the very least, I would say it's worth coming by and seeing because it is a gorgeous view.
Now we are about to make the treacherous drive back to the park. It's actually not that bad, but it is a single lane. So if you are coming this way and another vehicle is there, one of you will have to reverse to the spot where you can pull over, which I think there's a couple of them on this road, but it's very bumpy. And in certain areas, you can see the middle of the road actually sticks up really far. Down at the boat launch area, they have a fish cleaning table in a little shed and 2 spots where you can launch your boats. There's also quite a bit of parking for boat trailers up here, so if you do want to bring a motorized boat and then just leave your trailer back in the parking area, there's quite a lot of space. And now we are headed off to do one of the hiking trails here, or maybe 2, depending on how we feel. We're walking there instead of driving, but there is a little parking lot area if you did want to drive. So we're on the trail, and I actually took a picture of the sign so that we would know where we were going and kind of how much of the trail we had left, because we didn't know how the signage would be. We are going to do the Moose Trail, which is the smallest one, and not even too far into the trail, you already get a water view, and that is awesome because I love my water views. Well, we are about to make a hard decision because we are at the point where we can do the Echo Pond Trail, which is a 4.4 total kilometer loop, or we can go that way to do the Moose Ridge Trail, which is only 1.3 kilometers, and that's what we were planning to do. However, the trail looks like it is severely grown over in there, whereas this one doesn't look quite so bad. So we're not sure which way to go. Alan walked ahead and he said it does get better. It was just a bad area, but we are gonna have to do, oh dang, some tick checks. And I don't know what we're walking through. Oh.
So there are areas where it clears up, but there's a lot of areas where everything is kind of overgrown, which is surprising considering these are popular trails. And the large 15-kilometer trail has a lot of overgrown areas. So I'm thinking we might just turn around and take the easy exit back out.
Another reason we don't like narrow and overgrown trails is because Alan's knee, it makes it really difficult for him to see where he's stepping, and I would not be able to carry him out of here. Not saying that you're a large man, but I am not strong, and I would have to leave you, and that would be the end of it.
I'd rather be safe than sorry here and just take it easy on my knee and not worry about it.
Yes, so back the way we came. We came down to the beach because it was just way too hot to go kayaking, so we thought we would spend some nice time in the sun and shade. But it looks like there's a lot of people out here enjoying the beach right now. It is a lovely beach. It also looks like if you go out far to the end where it's roped off, it's still pretty shallow. People are only about waist deep out there. So it looks like perfect floating conditions.
It's a lot nicer. The beach is a lot bigger.
I also agree. The beach here is much nicer. I really like the sandy bottom. You just gotta flop. Turn around and flop. My second time being in, so I'm thoroughly acclimatized to the water temperatures. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he did in fact dunk.
I am much more of a land creature, but this is all right. You get used to the water and the temperature's not bad at all.
Now, these are what I would call perfect floating conditions. Not too deep, not too wavy, nice clear water, nice sandy beach bottom, not afraid to put my feet down. I would give this beach a 10 out of 10. Come on a morning walk with me and I'll let you know what I think about this park and our experience here. And I'm going to start with the good stuff as soon as I get to a good location. And while I'm getting dive bombed by a bunch of black flies and mosquitoes right now, I'm really regretting not putting on bug spray, but it's too far to turn back now. Well, I've made it down to the beach area and it was only about a 5-minute walk, and it's the perfect place to kick off what I liked about this park because the first thing is the beach. This beach area is beautiful. It's nice and long, so there's lots of space here. It's nice and sandy, and in the water is beautiful. When you're walking out, it's all sandy bottom. The water is clear. There's no floaties. It was perfect swimming conditions here, so I really enjoyed this beach area. I also thought that this park had some really incredible sites. They were all pretty private. There were some waterfront ones too, if you could snag one of those. And there's a mix of electric and non-electric. And the sites accommodate pretty large trailers too. So depending on if you're tent camping or have a huge fifth wheel, you can find a site here for you. And Alan really wanted me to mention this one, and that is the dump station, because there are 2 lanes, and you'll often hear me saying, I wish there was another lane. I wish there was another lane. That's really Alan. I'm speaking for Alan there because he's always complaining when there's only 1 lane. So he's pretty happy about the dumping and filling station here at Halfway Lake. I also like the park store here and thought it was conveniently located right by the beach area, so it was easy to walk to from our campground as well. And Alan also wanted me to mention his favorite thing about the park store was their $1 mystery bag of candy. He got 3 of those while we were here and he absolutely loved them. Plus, shout out to the park staff who draw the various designs on them and make them funny. Well done. We loved it. And although we didn't get out on our kayaks, this would be a great park to go out on the water if you have a boat. And if you have a motorized boat, there is a really nice boat launch here, and people are just parking their boats up along the shore, so it makes it easy if you want to just park it and then you can go get it easily. And the last thing I liked about this park was that it was very walkable. So it was easy to walk through the campgrounds. It was nice and level, not too difficult. It was easy to get to the beach from our site and the park store. So the walkability of this park was great. But on the flip side, on the negatives, I didn't like the trails here. They were all moderate or difficult, and as you know, we like our leisure trails, and that's because Alan has a knee injury and he can't do moderate or difficult trails. So it really wasn't accessible. We tried to do the short trail yesterday, but it was really overgrown and just too difficult, so we gave up on it. So I wish this park had some more accessible or leisurely trails. But I will add, we did know that coming here, that the trails all said moderate or difficult, but sometimes we like to give them a try and see, because sometimes they're not rated accurately, but here they are. So just know that if you're coming to the park and looking for trails that are easy, they don't really have that here. And the last thing I didn't like about this park were the comfort stations. They were all kind of dated and dingy. Some of them were a little bit dirty while we were here too, and they could all use a refresh. So the comfort stations here get a thumbs down for me. Well, I hope you enjoyed coming along with us on this camping adventure to Halfway Lake Provincial Park. And as always, if you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell because I have even more camping adventures ahead, including our next stop, which is Windy Lake Provincial Park. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.